Bonjour les amis, vive le français, j'espère que vous allez bien. So, in this video, I want to tell you about the issue that the school, the education system face in France, okay? And here I will be telling you about the middle school, the high school, and even the lower, l'éducation primaire, you know, which is for the little kids. So the first issue that you have when you start to have a kid with 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, some parents, they work. And then they work, they cannot stay at home with the kid. And then they want a place in some kindergarten, and then there is no place in the kindergarten. They need a place in the kindergarten because the kindergarten is almost free or very cheap, and then they can go to work and they don't need to take care of the kid. But many kindergarten are overbooked, so there is no possibility. If you are lucky, in a way, if you have lower income, you will be priority. You will be the priority, so you will have priority. So it will be easier for you to find a kindergarten. But if you have higher income, then you have no possibility to go in the kindergarten. So it means you have to pay someone to take care of your kid, or you have to stop your job, to stop your work maybe for 1 year, for 2 years. So that's how it is. And that's why when you are in France, and I showed you this quite a lot in the Wealthy district, for instance, where I'm going sometimes, you can see many nounou. There is the woman who is taking care of the kid, and usually it's the black woman, or because they are African women who come to France and they were working for these wealthy French people and take care of the kid when the parents, because the mother and the father are working, and they will go and take care of the kid. And their own kids, they can send them to the kindergarten, you know. So that's the system. So this is one first challenge, a small challenge, that there is not enough crèche, there is not enough kindergarten. Another challenge that you have, and it's more important, is about the difference of the level between the schools. So even elementary school and especially middle school. So many parents are worried if my kid goes to a middle school where the level is not very good. So the level is going to be very low, and it means because the level is low, it means my kid is not going to learn so much. So some middle school are not very good. Why is that? First, because all the students who go there, they don't have a very high level, because the parents don't have a good education. So all the parents who live in this part, in this city, or in this part of the city, in this ghetto, in this district, most of the parents, they didn't do any higher education. They don't have a high level. And most of the parents over there, they are from migrants, they come from the immigration, they don't speak French well, so their level is very low. So most of the children will have difficulties at school, so the level of the middle school will be much lower. Okay. That's the first thing. On the contrary, in some districts, the children, they already learn at home, so the level will be much higher, and the parents already have some knowledge, so they talk with the parents push them at home, so the level will be much higher. And what happens in some middle school, you go there, and then the school is not going to follow the book. They will already be 1 year higher. They will not follow the program. They will already be much higher. The level will be much higher. So there is a big challenge. So what happens is many parents, they want to live in some specific district because they know if I live in this district, my child can go to this school, and this school is good. And if my child goes to this middle school, then he will be able to go to this high school. And if he goes to this high school, then he will be able to go to this to the better university, or he will be able to prepare the very grande école, you know, the prestige, the elite training, grande école, which is the training in France. I will tell you this in another video. Also, what happens is some people, because they don't want to go to the public school. They don't want to go to the public school because they think the public school, the level is lower. So more and more French people, they send the children to the private school. Private school, the level is higher. you have to pay, but the education will be better because the children who go there, they have the higher level. They will select the children. You cannot go there, you can go there, you cannot go there. So the children will have a higher level. And then there will be the children from wealthy parents. And then the teachers will also be the best teachers because they are the teachers who get paid more, and they get paid much more, so they will work there for this private school, private institution. Yeah, these are the problems that you have. You also have issues inside the public school now. Sometimes the kids, the children, the parents, they are not raised well, so even at 14 years old, there will be some children who could be violent. Some children would sell the drugs. I remember even, for me, I was in a wealthy high school, wealthy middle school. I remember in my high school there was some kid who sell the drugs, drug dealer, and I was in a very wealthy district. And even they had some policeman who was inside the high school, but he was hiding as a student. So nobody knew he was a policeman, very young policeman, I think, who just started his career, and they put him inside the high school and he had to pretend he was a student, but he was a policeman, and his job was to find the drug dealer, you know. That was crazy, you know, crazy. And yeah, so you can see, this is a big issue. And for the kids, if you live in this kind of environment, then maybe when the kids go back home, then there will be the racket. So you have some children who will come and say, hey, give me your bag, give me this. If you talk to anyone, you're dead. You know, and then the kids will not say anything, and some kids will be very miserable, and it can be terrible. So some kids, they will even sometimes commit suicide or hang themselves or whatever. So it's a big issue. It's a big issue. So you have to be careful when you send your kid to school. Make sure that he's happy. Make sure that the school. You know, for me, I always went to public school, and I remember in the middle school, sometimes for me it was not very good. I remember I was the scapegoat. I don't know why the other kids didn't like me, but sometimes, especially the last year, la terminale, which is the last year of high school. I remember there was a very good environment. It was very good, and all the children, they would come from different backgrounds. We had I had some classmates. The parents were really poor, but they were really, really nice. It was really we are all together, helping each other for the studies, going out together. Sometime after the class, having a Coca-Cola or drinking something after the class, and it was so creative. Even in class, people were challenging each other a lot, and that was crazy. And it was really young people together, you know, really. That was my best year of education. And I think that, I think many of the classmates, I think they remember this year. It was very crazy, even for it was a very crazy time, very crazy time. So it's. You have to find the right place for you. You have to find the right place for you. There is also now some big issue with the religion in France. So, for instance, you have, especially with the Muslim, you had some Muslim young girls. They came to the school, to the high school or the middle school, with the hijab. You know, so they take the veil, and of course it's forbidden because you know the principle, the values of the French education is it's free. You have to go there until 14 years old, and it's laïque. It means laicity. It means laïque, which means there is no religion. So there should not be any religious symbol. You can have your own religion, but you should not show it to the others. You should not show it at school. Otherwise, you cannot go to the public school. You should go to the private school. So that was a big conflict in France, and in fact some people were saying this is stupid because if you stop this girl to come to school, what they will do is they will stay at home, then they will not go to school, they will not integrate into the society. And then what happens also is these girls, because they have to follow their religion, or they want to follow their religion, or the parents want that they follow their religion, then what they will do is they will go to some religious school. Then after you have religious school and public education, and then after the people are apart and the society is divided. So that was a big issue. But at the same time, this is the value of the public school. It's very complicated. It's very complicated. Now, There is also violence at school. This also happened, violence at school. Like even the parents of the children will come and hit the teachers. So now that's also a big issue that very few people in France want to work as a teacher because the salary is very low. You have to work 25 hours a week, then you have to go home and correct the copies and prepare the class. So that's the workload is, you have a lot of workload, you have a lot of work, many things, you have many things to do. And then the salary is very low, and then you can end up in some really bad school with really hard children. So I know for me, and what's happening these days is they are usually the teachers. They are civil servants, but they are not enough teachers. So what the school do in France, what the education do, is they are looking for private teachers. They are looking for teachers who are willing to work there for 1 year, just 1 year contract. As I go back to France, this would be one possibility for me to look in. Maybe I will do this in the countryside because I want to live in the countryside. So maybe I will look for a job as a teacher in some middle school or high school in the countryside. Or if you help me and support the channel, maybe I will just focus on YouTube or online teaching. Okay. Okay, à bientôt les amis. I leave you here. These are the issues, some of the issues that you have in France for the education. À bientôt les amis.